Live from Hazard, Kentucky, this is Jammin Jon's Wrestling News. Here's your news for Wednesday, July 18th, 2018. We start off with some breaking news out of the WWE. At tonight's NXT TV tapings, Tommaso Ciampa defeated Aleister Black to win the NXT World title. Once again, breaking news out of the WWE. At tonight's NXT TV tapings, Tommaso Ciampa defeated Aleister Black to win the NXT World title. Stay tuned to Jammin Jon's Wrestling News for more updates on this breaking news story. On behalf of the New Day, Kofi Kingston issued the following statement on his Twitter page regarding Hulk Hogan's return to WWE. Kofi Kingston said, "To the WWE Universe and whoever else it may concern, this will be the only statement we will make regarding Hogan's reinstatement into the WWE's Hall of Fame. We do not wish to spend the energy debating the point because between our kids, our external ventures, and this job, our energy is spread thin enough already. We are only writing this simply to provide an answer to the many who have bombarded us with questions on where we stand on the issue. We preface this statement by emphasizing that this is our own opinion and may not necessarily reflect the opinion of anyone else affected. How do we feel? Indifferent. We are not happy or sad, angry or resentful. Who WWE puts into the Hall of Fame is totally and completely up to the company, and from a career standpoint, there is no argument on whether or not Hogan should have his place. We have no problem with his reinduction in the slightest degree. It is impossible to even begin to mention the history and evolution of the business without mentioning his name and accolades. On a personal level, when someone makes racist and hateful comments about any race or group of people, especially to the degree that Hogan made about our people, we find it difficult to simply forget, regardless of how long ago it was, or the situation in which those comments were made. But we also do not respond with more feelings of hate. Instead, we just do not associate with the people who convey or have conveyed this negative and hurtful mindset. This instance will be no different. Perhaps if we see him make a genuine effort to change, then maybe our opinion will change with him. Time will tell. Through the course of our lives, people have used racist comments towards us and it doesn't feel good. But if we stopped moving forward every time we were met with prejudicial hatred, then we would have never achieved our current accomplishments. We know we are worth it. We know our kids are worth it. And most importantly, we know that people that look like us are worth it and always have been. There isn't a person on this planet who will ever be able to say anything to make us think otherwise because we believe in ourselves as a people and don't need anyone's approval on that, regardless of who they are. Having said that, his reinstatement won't change anything for us. It will have zero effect on our ability to perform or the level of effort we will put into doing what we love to do, and that is to deliver an entertaining product each week to our fan base. Sincerely, the New Day. Never trade your authenticity for approval." Very amazing words said. And some other amazing words that were said. Titus O'Neil wrote the following statement on his Twitter page. "To my gracious fans in WWE Universe, the reports and rumors concerning my boycotting Extreme Rules in Pittsburgh is false and inaccurate. I was not scheduled to attend or be a participant in the Extreme Rules match/production and was otherwise not booked for the show. The talent present in Pittsburgh, which I was a part of, was asked to attend a mandatory meeting in which Mr. Terry Boella addressed everyone and informed the same that he would be reinstated into the WWE Hall of Fame. At no point during, after, or otherwise did I make any scene concerning Mr. Boella's communication to the talent. In addition, let it be known that I did not refuse to shake Mr. Boella's hand. We did not have any type of one-on-one interaction whatsoever that would or did necessitate any exchange between us individually. As to the reinstatement of Mr. Boella, I can only communicate that I am a proponent of second and even third chances for individuals that show true remorse, acknowledgement of wrongdoing, fulfill their punishment, if applicable, and otherwise put forth sincere efforts to correct the issues. Unfortunately, I must echo the sentiment and dissatisfaction expressed by many of my fellow contemporaries concerning Mr. Boella's apology and its lack of true contrition, remorse, and a desire to change. Mr. Boella's apology that he didn't know that he was being recorded is not remorse for the hateful and violent utterances he made which reprise language that has caused violence against blacks and minorities for centuries. I stand firm in my position that Mr. Boella is entitled to reinstatement. He was and is a role model, hero, and icon to countless people. I hope that Mr. Boyla's missteps in communicating to the WWE talent in Pittsburgh are not repeated to his fans, and I expect that he shall pursue an agenda that clearly communicates to all third parties that his language was inappropriate, wrong, and should not be tolerated in a civilized society. As the father of 2 young black men, I have spent their entire life and the majority of my adult life with a singular focus, being a role model for my children and young black boys and girls. I take tremendous pride in my charity work and the community outreach programs that I have fostered via the platform I have been given. I teach my sons love and tolerance for everybody, but I also teach them to operate in truth and respect. I hope this clears up any confusion. I, like the New Day, will continue to use my platform to positively affect, entertain, embrace, celebrate, and love people from all backgrounds, both inside and outside of the WWE Universe. Sincerely, Thaddeus Bullard, aka WWE Superstar, Titus O'Neil. Well said, Titus. Well said. While appearing on Busted Open Radio, Jonathan Coachman talked about Brock Lesnar's appearance at UFC 226 by saying, "This is a true story before we get too far away from it. I kind of say this not to take a dig at people who say, I've got these rumors, I got these real stories. I got this from a direct source. This is 100% fact. When Brock Lesnar came into the octagon and he shoved Daniel Cormier, I said to my source who I was talking to, who was there and was backstage, I said, man, Lesnar and Cormier had to have talked about that. They had to. He was like, Brock was so mad that he did it that way. That shove was real. It wasn't planned. It wasn't talked about. Lesnar coming in the cage was, but the shove that everyone says was so WWE, Brock didn't want it that way. Brock wanted it just on that fine line. It was planned out that way that whoever won would call Brock in. Normally on a normal fight of that magnitude, you interview the winner and then the loser will stay and get interviewed. So I was hoping that Joe Rogan would say, oh Brock, you just said that about Stipe. It wasn't planned that way, so Stipe was long gone. Thanks to WrestlingInc.com for the quotes. And with a follow-up to Daniel Cormier in an interview with Instinct Culture, UFC heavyweight and light heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier commented on Brock Lesnar and what Seth Rollins texted him. Daniel Cormier said, maybe that's why Lesnar's mad at me, because I'm friends with Seth Rollins. I got a text message from Seth right after the fight, and he went, congratulations, now go kick Brock's butt. Of course, Seth Rollins actually didn't say but, got to keep it PG, but you get the message. According to PWIinsider.com, the belief is that Kane suffered an injury to his Achilles tendon during last week's SmackDown Live prior to the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. With Kane's injury and upcoming bid for mayor of Knox County, he isn't expected back on WWE television anytime soon. In an interview with TMZ.com, Ronda Rousey's husband Travis Brown commented on a possible run with WWE. Brown, a 6'7", 243-pound MMA fighter, said the following, I'll never say no, but we'll have to see really. This is Ronda's time in the WWE. She's killing it. She's taken over the world. She took over the UFC. She's taken over the WWE. She's going to continue to do whatever she wants to do. Brown continued on by saying, I'll never say no to the possibility of going out there and wrestling. I'd love to go out there and work with my wife. That'd be so much fun. A mixed match? Oh yeah. That was her at the WrestleMania. It'd be fun. I wouldn't say no. Thanks to WrestlingInc.com for the quotes. The Miz recently did an interview with Gorilla Position, and here are a few highlights from his interview. On a world title match not closing April's Backlash pay-per-view, The Miz said, I was upset that the championship was not in the main event. It wasn't that Roman Reigns was in the main event, it was the championship. When I look at championships and the Universal Championship isn't there, I think the WWE or Universal Championship should be in the main event at all times. The reason being is that it's the most prestigious title, supposedly. It's supposed to be the most prestigious and honorable title with WWE, even though when I had the Intercontinental Championship, I made it that. And on the Intercontinental Championship, The Miz said, whether I was on the first part of the card or the middle or the end, I made sure that title was showcased as the main event. When you talked about that match, man, that's the match that stole the show. That should have been the main event. So when I look at the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship, I think they should be at the end. They should own the show no matter what, because that's just what I grew up to. When I was a kid, those titles were always the main event because that's the way it was. But now you have superstars who are almost bigger than the titles. I guess you could say the man makes the title. The title doesn't make the man. That's what I always say. So when I have another title, it will be in the main event. and if it's not, I will strive my hardest to make sure that it is. Thanks to WrestlingInc.com for the quotes. Coming off Extreme Rules, this week's Raw rebounded from last week's record-low viewership. Despite competition from the Home Run Derby, Raw was up to 2.87 million viewers from last week's 2.47 million viewers. Here were the hourly numbers. Hour number 1, 3.118 million viewers. Hour number 2, 2.859 million viewers. And hour number 3, 2.622 million viewers. In a recent interview with The Roman Show, Rey Mysterio gave his thoughts on Daniel Bryan's comeback in WWE by saying, "I was very happy for Daniel Bryan for his moment and for the success he has had throughout his career. Even after an injury that had put him out apparently permanently, and for him having the strength, the heart of steel to come back and defeat the odds, to want to perform so bad that he did what he had to do to make sure that he set foot back in the ring not as a general manager but as a wrestler, and he is tearing things up right now. But the fact that we opened up the doors for people like Daniel Bryan, that is something special for me, and for the stars that come in along the way like Psychosis and Juventud Guerrera, we were given an opportunity at the time and we took advantage of it. We just needed the platform. Daniel Bryan did the same thing. He was given the opportunity where he took advantage of it and he ran with the ball. I don't know how many times he's scored, but he keeps on scoring and that's awesome. I love watching Daniel Bryan perform." Thanks to RingsideNews.com for the quotes. SquaredCircleSirens.com has noted that Knockout Cena has been removed from the Impact Wrestling roster page and placed under the alumni section. The site also mentioned that Mae Young has also started following Cena on Twitter, in addition to other female superstars. Deonna Purrazzo, Tegan Knox, Rena Gonzalez, and Jessica Ilbon have now been announced by WWE for the tournament. Here are the names that are currently rumored for the Mae Young Classic: Cena, Toni Storm, Isla Dawn, Carvala Devi, Killer Kelly, Lacey Lane, Madison Rayne, Mieko Satomura, MJ Jenkins, Priscilla Kelly, Rachel Evers, Vanessa Craven, and Vernice Gabriel. And finally, here on Jammin Jon's Wrestling News, it is now time to announce the results of our previous special subscriber poll. That poll was, what did you think of Extreme Rules? Did you think it was awesome, good, bad, or monkey crap? And with one vote good and one vote bad, it's a tie. Of course, if you're a subscriber, you can go vote on the latest special subscriber poll. That poll, would Ronda Rousey's husband have a good WWE run if he was interested? Yes, no, or indifferent. You can go vote right now at patreon.com/jamminjon. I have free packages on there ranging from $3 to $7. If you haven't subscribed yet, not a whole lot of money. I'd really appreciate it if you supported me a little bit financially. Once again, that's patreon.com/jamminjon. And that is your news for Wednesday, July 18th, 2018. Check back here tomorrow for another Jammin Jon's Wrestling News Flash Briefing on Amazon Alexa devices. Big shout out to everybody listening to this on YouTube. Of course, if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Stewie Family is the name. Follow me on Twitter at John Cotwell, JONCOLWELL. Follow me on Instagram, the Jammin Jon. If you'd like to sponsor Jammin Jon's Wrestling News, or you're a wrestling promotion wanting to get your next big event out for the awesome power of Amazon Alexa, you can email me, jzcaldwell@gmail.com. That's JZCOLWELL@gmail.com. Big shout out to Ryan Hurdle for subscribing to my Patreon. You too can subscribe to me by going to patreon.com/jamminjon. I have free packages on there again, ranging from $3 to $7. Not a whole lot of money. I'd really appreciate it if you supported me a little bit financially. Once again, that's patreon.com/jamminjon. This is Jammin Jon saying thanks, goodbye, and I'll see you tomorrow.